This shindig. So now we're going on to the trial period. So let's get this going. If you're watching this on YouTube, hello everybody, and welcome to the next part of Case 3 of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I'm Brandon, and I'm joined by Christy.
Hi everybody.
So yeah, we just got through with the first half of the trial, and this is a charity stream as well. If you're watching the YouTube video version of it, it's probably too late. But either way, for anyone who's watching on stream, we're fundraising for International Animal Rescue. They not only save animals from suffering, they also rehabilitate and release them back into the wild and work to protect their precious natural habitats. If you'd like to donate, the link is currently on the chat right now. It's the Charity Gamers link. But yeah, as I was saying, we are starting the second part of Case 3. We finished investigating. Will Powers is, suspected of killing Jack Hammer. You gotta love these punny names. And yeah. We have no idea who the killer is at this point, and we're just going to do our best at trial and just try to make, at least for this first day, prove that he is not guilty. And let's get this going.
Dokie.
10 o'clock a.m. Wow, right into it. Rolling start! Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well. I call the most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand.
Shoo.
Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works in the studios here was at 1 o'clock p.m. that day. Past the security station, there's a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there are only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to the Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 o'clock p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 o'clock p.m. The production staff came to the Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was canceled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case, in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? Now we're good. Ooh, I almost hit listen. Skip it.
That would have been bad.
Yeah. I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear? How medieval. Samurai spear added to the court record. The spear was found and stuck in the chest of the victim. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Oh, we don't have to cross-examine Gumshoe. Will the witness declare her name?
Aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered.
Oh, before I read that, we got raided by Elements. Woo! With a party of 5. Thanks so much for the raid. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
And real quick, I know. Ooh, and we got a follower from Mr. Mystify. Woo! Love it. I love all the love. Thank you so much for the follow. Real quick, since we do have more people watching, I'm gonna do the charity thing one more time so people know what we're doing here. Oh, you did it. Oh, good. You're on top of it. I love it. So for all of our new viewers, welcome. we run fundraising for International Animal Rescue. They not only save animals from suffering, they also rehabilitate and release them back into the wild and work to protect their precious natural habitats. Donate today to help. The link is currently in the chat. Ooh, look at all these emojis we got on chat. Thanks everyone for coming out. We appreciate it. Now, your name, please.
Oh, dearie. No need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma.
Your name, please! Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names.
Wendy Oldbag, dearie. Just call me Grandma. It's right to
Oh
my God.
See how the others will make fun of me just because of my name. Can you believe it? But there's this one guy, Captain Chuck Club. Well, he called me no bag. I just cried. I had a question. See, objection. Objection. I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand.
I was just getting to the good part, dearie.
Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, see, I was...
And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you?
You know your stuff, dearie.
You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. Witness's account. Alright, and go.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 o'clock p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5 o'clock. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 o'clock p.m. It was Paris, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio.
You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Alright. Okay. First statement. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 o'clock p.m. Press. So up until that time, anyone who wanted to could go into the stage studio?
Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You need an employee card key to get in.
Right, the card key that I have. So what she's saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Was there anyone else studios when you arrived at the guard station? Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run through there since the morning press. A run through?
They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. Got the basics figured out by noon and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5 o'clock. So my poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon.
So Powers went in his dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there until afternoon? I will have had some errands run that morning press. What kind of errands?
Oh, well, you know.
Answer the question!
Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers, observing, you know.
Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station?
Snapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job.
I'm not sure your boss would see it that way.
Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs, always. Never missed one in all my years. Oh, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too.
Quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty.
Not a bad idea.
Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got the station press. Did you see the victim then?
Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station.
Tell us what happened next. I was the main game from then until 5 o'clock press. So you're watching there the whole time? No breaks? Not even a second?
Of course. I'm a professional, you know. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, whippersnapper?
No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday.
I can wash the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Whip, snipper whapper. Snipper whapper. Windbag is losing it, Nick.
Why don't you raise an objection? So the witness was on duty through the afternoon the whole time. Very well. What did you see? The murder happened at 2:30. Press. How did you know that?
Oh, I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job.
Poor Detective Gumshoe getting ratted out by a security guard.
Guy.
Interested me because a certain man walked by at 2 p.m. Ooh, Mexican Nemo's back. Hey, thanks for coming back, man.
Hey.
I'm going to press this statement. 2 o'clock? You're sure?
Sure as spit.
Well, who was the man?
Really? You should try not to get so excited at your age. He might strain something. Now, don't get your skeevies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was.
It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading to a studio press. So you saw Mr. Powers?
That's what I said. God wax in your ear, Sonny. Nick, this is your chance.
Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon.
I'll say it again. It was him.
Well, the contradiction is easy here. The photo that she claims to have seen is this guy that's just wearing a suit. Let's get her. Let me get this straight, old bag. Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo. Miss Old Bag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw?
Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right?
No, they can't! Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai.
I know that. I wasn't born yesterday.
No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss Witness. He's having trouble calling her Old Bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Powers, do you?
Who's old man? Of course I have proof.
What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised? The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time.
How was I supposed to know everyone would be so nosy? You should all be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. Didn't even give it a second look.
Wow, old woman is like even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof, then. The man in the photo. God, man. Old Bag.
I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now, look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy?
So he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Here we go. Never say anything I don't mean, mind you, press.
Whippersnapper.
Hey, I haven't said anything yet.
I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow, the up and up.
You today always right about each other. You have to make an old lady want to cry. Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match. Oh my god, there's more during the run through the action press. Who was present at the run through?
Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the Steel Samurai. Then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate, and me.
And what exactly were you doing?
Observing, just observing.
What about the assistant?
Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such.
So she didn't see the run through then. What's up, Power Trip and Fall Press? Trip and fall?
Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. Power sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course.
You helped make it better?
Kissed it where it hurt.
Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then?
Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. Didn't know about Power's ankle.
You may continue your testimony. Oh, Mexican Meme was asking how to donate. I got you covered, fam. Let me just put this link in one more time.
Okay.
Okay.
God dare do. Okay.
No, I got it. I covered it. Thank you, though. Yeah, so, yes, the charity, I'll say it one more time, we're fundraising for International Animal Rescue. They not only save animals from suffering, they also rehabilitate and release them back into the wild and work to protect their precious natural habitats. Donate today to help. The link is now currently in the chat. You can donate there, right there, to help International Animal Rescue. We definitely appreciate that. I'll be keeping an eye on the donation thing to see if it changes anytime. Anyway, broke one of the props. It was Big Mass Press. He broke a prop?
Sure did. His own samurai spear.
His samurai spear? The murder weapon?
Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it.
This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. Murder weapon. A break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Okay. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Press. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained?
So bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch.
Thus the nap.
Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked.
Dragging his foot. Okay. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is... Where is this Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? Hold on, I'm gonna save. I wanna see. Doing a quick save. I'm gonna wait and see what happens. I think I'll wait and see where this goes. I suppose since there weren't any additional crew members at the studio that day, it's quite likely that it was the defendant inside that costume. I see no problem with this evidence. Most perceptive, Your Honor. He still doesn't seem that convinced to me, I hope. Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice.
Witness's account continued. Oh, so nothing happened in that part. Okay.
No. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m. True? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them.
So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay, continue. Time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m. True. Press. How do you know that?
Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret pal, he told me everything.
Oh, 1 second before I continue. Jarrell just gifted a sub to Sharky. Woo! Go Jarrell!
Hey!
I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. The only person I saw listening before then was Will Powers. Press. Are you absolutely sure?
Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all.
Nobody suspicious looking. Right. No one else went there first. What about before you got to the guard station?
Mean before 1 o'clock? Everyone was in the employee area before then, and I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention...
If they had, I would have seen the press. Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going to the studio had to pass by the witness.
That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy.
Edgy boy?
Old Windbag sure has balls, or, well, you know what I mean.
Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them.
How convenient.
Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? Okay. Mexican memers say edgy boy.
Edgy boy.
No one else went there is the statement. But the fact that is that this says photo 2. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct?
Yes, sirree, Sonny.
So whenever anyone passes here, it automatically takes a picture?
And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground.
Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data.
Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening.
That very computer printed out on this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 o'clock p.m., photo number 2.
Even I know what that means. It was taken at 2 o'clock p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny?
Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2.
Photo number 2?
The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it was really the only photo? Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for one of these photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself!
Eh? Me? Watch your mouth, whippersnapper.
Okay, I thought I was going to
The only person I saw that day was Will Powers.
But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes. That's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help.
Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper?
Something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
Ah, that's right. I just remembered something.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai.
Well, yes. I suppose you could put it that way.
What? I see. Your testimony, please.
This would never, ever happen.
Yeah, right?
Oh, it's great.
It's wonderful.
The other person. Every day, after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security camera, on the security computer, and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? When I think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Convenient. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this!
Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it.
Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination.
Well, I'd say this was a term for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this.
The other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one important job to press. Another job?
That's right. I check all the people that passed by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes.
Do you back up all the security camera data?
Well, they keep telling me to, yes. Those computers are just so frustrating.
Jeez, if there are any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see plus. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking?
Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part.
For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag!
Well, I didn't touch a suspicious... Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Will Powers photo, did I?
I think she's missing the point. I think of it now, I remember throwing out one photo that they pressed. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased?
The fanboy.
Fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. Always hanging about one was there that day.
Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words.
Well, you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. It has been loose for a while. It leads outside and, well, that's where they come in.
They come in through the drain?
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and...
And?
They're kids, children, whippersnappers.
Kids? So on the photo that you erased?
It was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade.
What? Order! Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day? One was the Steel Samurai, dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be about in 2nd or 3rd grade.
Oh, yes. Well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him. Can't catch him.
A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade? I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield a samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy.
Right. As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick? What's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect.
Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time.
Old bag has been called out.
Oh, yeah. My god, this trial. Anything old bag is like a farce, I swear. Oh, my god. Oh, the string of lines. Anyways, 11:08 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Mr. Powers? Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio. I was asleep, honest.
So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo?
How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really.
What? You should take better care of that stuff.
I couldn't imagine anyone wanted to steal a Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now.
Nick! What are we going to do?
First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this.
Right. It'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day.
Right. But if you pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually.
Hey, Nick, it's time.
Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. We're back. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on the matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order! Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great, as the stakes weren't high enough. I'm gonna save real quick, because I want to see if I can do the wrong thing. Okay, I see. So, who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed murder? Okay. I'm pretty sure the answer is the security lady. But because I want to see what the other choices are, I'm going to say the grade school boy. It was the grade school boy! Why isn't anyone saying anything? Are you seriously suggesting the boy did it, Mr. Wright? Grade school boy kills veteran action star with a spear. For one thing, the murder weapon is with the Steel Samurai. Would you care to explain just how the boy would have obtained it from him? Maybe that was a dumb move on my part.
Maybe? Maybe? How about absolutely, Nick?
Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I have to penalize you as I warned. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. May we move on, Mr. Wright? This fight isn't over yet. If you would, Your Honor, just one more chance, please. Very well, go ahead. And I'm gonna say the assistant girl. It was the assistant! The Steel Samurai costume was in his dressing room. She stole it, and in doing so, she became the Steel Samurai. So you're saying the Steel Samurai in the picture is really the assistant? That's correct, Your Honor. If you're serious, you've got guts, Mr. Wright. Remember the photo? Wasn't the Steel Samurai a little lame? He was dragging his foot. Oh, uh-oh. Bad feeling time. Remember the testimony concerning Powers' injury?
Powers and poor Hammer were at the run-through. Oh, and me.
What about the assistant?
Oh, her? She's cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle.
The assistant knew nothing of Mrs. Powers' injury. She could look the Steel Samurai. She could look the look with the costume, but she couldn't walk the Steel Samurai walk. She wouldn't have limped. Ah!
That kind of takes the legs out from under that case.
Mr. Wright. Okay, now, as I was saying, I did that just because I knew what the answer was. I did the wrong too, because I want to see what happens. So now I'm gonna load.
Okay.
The stakes weren't high enough. So who's the person? It was the security lady. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag.
Who?
The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag.
What? Whippersnapper?
Order! Order! Is this true, Oldbag?
Oldbag? That's Mrs. Oldbag to you.
Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume, then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes the second, baby. Don't you mean Herlock Sholmes? Who is a Sherlock Holmes exactly?
Must be Herlock Sholmes.
That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump in with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time.
What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it. Is that it? Edgy boy, don't sit there. Do something.
What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way? Give Granny a break. You know what I want to see? I'm gonna do another quick save.
Okay.
I'm gonna say give Granny a break. I guess this does kind of make it look like she's the killer. Funny, I feel bad for her all of a sudden. It's true that the witness could conceivably have committed this crime. Yet we must not forget the victim was an action hero. As formidable as her personality may be, I doubt she'd be strong enough. Uh-oh, if she moves from consideration, that means Mrs. Powers it. Sorry, Windbag, but I don't have a choice. The very same reason that makes Mr. Powers suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's action on that day.
Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy! The one whose photo I erased.
Wait, hold on. You skip. We skipped forward a little bit. You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Okay, now we're at the wait just a minute. What about the other person that went to the studio? The boy, the one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade school though, as you said. 2nd or 3rd grade, was it?
That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops.
Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer.
What? How can you be so sure? Or is it because... Or is it... Is it be nice to your kids and mean to your elders day, whippersnapper?
I have proof.
Proof?
Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder? Wait.
I think it's the photo.
Dragging one leg. Yeah, I think that's it too. Your Honor, the murder weapon was a samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The Windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings of the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Wendy, what was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. Wait, is it done already? Oh!
Wait a second! I'm not going to sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me! I'm talking. Oh great. Stop the presses. The Windbag wants to talk.
Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something for your testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about.
Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? It wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify! My lips were sealed. Okay, let's see what this is about.
Globo Studios warned me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. Said they had nothing to do with it. See? they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. If you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
Miss Oldbag! This is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? Told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told.
No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Everyone's just so done.
They just can't handle this anymore.
I can't.
Wanted me to keep quiet about something, press. So, you were told not to talk?
That's right, by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less.
Why didn't I hear about this?
Be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it.
There were some other people's studios they didn't want to press. Who are these people?
Well, the director and the producer for starters.
The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course!
As well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
So where were these people?
The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that.
Where?
Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer.
Studio 2? There was a Studio 2?
Well, if you look at the guide map, there it is. That through the gate and all the way to the left.
Half of the monkey's head was falling over. Oh, wait, 1 second. Mexican Memer says Edgy Boy did not know. He didn't. He had no idea.
He didn't. It's great.
Would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but let's continue it just so we can see what else happens. They said they had nothing to do with this press.
Oh, Oldbag, you never fail to surprise people.
Yeah. Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder!
I know that's silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side.
So, you got your bonus and you still talked. I think I've asked all the questions. Let's continue. I want to see all... I guess there's no harm in getting as much info as I can. Oh, I think that's everything. So, oh, hang on. So they told me to pretend they just hadn't been in the studios at all that day. Press. So they were actually in the studio?
Yes, the whole day. They heard about the murder. They beat it before the cops came.
I'll kill this woman, I swear it! I feel sorry for Edgeworth. Almost. She really left him hanging all this on this one. If you're gonna go accuse me, I'm not letting you get away scot-free. Press. Them? Who are these people?
Well, the director and the producer for starters.
The director? Oh wait, this was weird. I heard this.
Oh.
If they ask me to stop, I'll stop there.
Where were these people?
We joined the producer and they had a meeting after that. Where? So this is a
Studio 2
repeat.
trailer. I think this is all it.
Yeah, this is it. So we can end the cross-examination when they give me the option. Well, Mr. Wright, I think I've heard asked questions, but yeah, let's take a break.
A break.
Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it's impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of.
Edgeworth.
I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. (1:04 p.m.) Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Oh, really? It's nothing. Oh, or should I?
be going out to the studio to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination.
Oh, Nick. Figured out just who was in the Steel Samurai costume? Did it really have been Old Windbag?
What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really.
Neither do I, Nick.
Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for it to take the pressure off Mr. Powers.
Poor Old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her.
Well, she wasn't winning any points in there with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios.
Right. We'll be back to visit you soon.
Thanks, guys. And so concludes the first day of the trials. And we finished a little earlier than I thought we were going to, but that's A-okay. As far as the Ace Attorney part anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and save there. So guys, our stream is not over yet,